Hi, I'm Pieta, but spooky. And I don't really have problems with my sleep. I go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. and if I wake up in the middle of the night, I can usually fall asleep again pretty fast. I've slept-walked only a few times in my entire life. The last time I did was in summer and I woke up in the shower with my clothes on. And I've never had a sleep paralysis. Until about a year ago, I went to sleep as usual, 10 p.m. like an absolute baby. I fell asleep and started to dream. In this dream, I was in England with my parents. I know, what a nightmare. And got bored and wanted to leave. My dad was ready to go home too, but my mom wanted to stay. My dad and I just left her there and hopped in the car to drive home. Across the ocean, apparently. When we got home, it was nighttime already. Okay, now side info. When I was a kid and one of my parents wasn't home at night, like on a work trip or something, I was allowed to sleep in my parents' bed with the remaining parent. This dream kind of borrowed from that memory, and when me and my dad got home, I went to sleep to him like I did when I was a child. I fell asleep in the dream, but woke up soon, unable to move. Keep in mind, this was still in my dream. I was unconscious as this was happening. I laid there for a minute until I started to hear this weird singing. The voice was high and feminine and it was singing the alphabet song, but in a really creepy way. I looked to my dad, but either he wasn't there anymore or I just couldn't see him. I turned to look at the door where the singing was coming from. Suddenly a ghost made of bones appeared in the doorway. Not a skeleton, but a ghost made from hundreds of bones. She was singing and floating towards me. I tried to scream or fight, but I couldn't move. Then the ghost snatched me by my feet, threw me on the floor and started dragging me across the hallway. Then I woke up, paralyzed. My eyes were closed, but I could still see around me. I was in a haze and didn't quite know where I was or what was real, but seeing my own room made me think that the ghost dragged me from my parents' room to here. I didn't see her anymore, but I just knew she'd be back soon. When you're having a sleep paralysis, you're supposed to try moving a small part of your body, such as your finger or your toe. And so I did. I whacked my left index finger as hard as I could and, surprisingly, I snapped out of it. And while I did that, I made the most ridiculous sound possible. You'd think I was too scared to go back to sleep, but nah, I just turned to my side so it wouldn't happen again and was out like a light. It was more of a nightmare than a sleep paralysis, since the actual paralysis part only lasted for like less than 20 seconds, but I still count it as one. A kind of similar thing happened years back when I was a lot younger, when I was still in the so-called old side of the house in my old room. I woke up in the middle of the night, but I could still move. I was facing away from the wall and saw a white human figure standing in the middle of my room. I did the cartoon thing where you rub your eyes, but the figure wouldn't disappear. I turned to face the wall and hoped it was just the moonlight doing tricks on me, but I could still feel its presence watching me. It was a long time before I could fall asleep again. Yeah, my house is haunted. I have a few more creepy stories about that, but they aren't really sleep related, so I'll save them for another time. Have you ever had a sleep paralysis or anything creepy happen to you? Let me know and I'll see you again. Bye bye! I whacked my left index finger. It's such a hard word.